Okay, methodology actually depends. Sometimes you might be in agile. Okay, you might be using Scrum. You might be using Kanban. Okay, you might be using waterfall methodology or none of the above. Okay, you might be using some company's own methodology. Company might have their own way of doing this because it's a framework. Okay, this methodology is this SDLC process is a framework. It's not like hard and fast rule that you have to use only this or you have to use only that. It's not like that. It's more of a flexible thing because based on the project, based on the environment, based on the work, all this, right? They might have their own methodology and their own style of doing their work. Okay, so that's about methodology. So and yeah, so mostly test management tools. Okay, so these test management tools, okay, you might be using only one, not all of these. In the class, we talk about so many test management tools. Okay, but in real time, you might be using one or the max two. That two is also not required, but some places like where developer is using a different test management tool as per development perspective, and testers are using a different test management tool. Let's say, you are using HPLM and they are using some, Jira or ClearCase. Okay, so they want to integrate this tool, and it can be that way, but it's not necessary. That is not really well organized. If you want my opinion on that, it's not really well organized because you'll be using most of the time. It should be one test management tool across all the teams or whatever team you're working. Okay, same team. If you're working on the same team, of course, there is no reason to have a different test management tool. Okay, so different team. If it's a different team, that's fine. Okay, it's a different environment, different methodology. That's fine. But other than that, if you're using the same team or same project, it's really you'll be using one test management tool. Okay, and also, one point, for you guys to remember is you shouldn't get used to of this. Okay, you should no, I only know HPLM. No, I don't want any other tool. Okay, no, I know only Rally. I cannot use Zephyr. Okay, no, I know only Jira. I cannot use ClearQuest or ClearQuest. So you cannot be so. You have to be. You have to keep learning, right? You have to keep knowing things because at work you never know what you get. Okay, it's not necessary. What you have. Learn all this, right? It's not necessary. You'll be getting Jira or you'll be getting HPLM. It's not required. Might get something else, or altogether you might get some random tool like BMC. Okay, Remedy ticket management tool. It's still a ticket management tool. It's not really test management tool, but you might end up in such thing. Okay, so it's like you shouldn't get addicted to the tool. You have to get used to the process. Okay, the process. Again, I told you, right. The process includes creating test cases, executing your test cases. Okay, if there's no place to execute, maybe you can try it in Excel, or you can try to do that. Or most of the time it will be there like test management tool. So that will not be a case. It's very rare. Okay, so it's a rare and rare case to happen such a way. Even if there is something management would still be doing to get some tool or something. Okay, so you would be at least having some tools to writing your test cases, executing your test cases, and um, reporting defects and assigning to the developers. Okay, so there are also so many free test management tools. Okay, and professional. they are professional, not just any some random tools. Okay, they are professional free test management tools that can also be used. If they are not using any test management tool at your workplace, you can recommend them. Okay, hey, what? Why don't you use it? Okay, this is free. Okay, so there are a few of them. Okay, so these are the important things, and so one QTP, the reason of having QTP class was for your knowledge, because sometimes the requirements, the way the requirements are, right? The way requirements are, like sometimes they want 80% manual, 20% automated. Okay, so 50% manual or 50% automated. In that case, you have some knowledge, and so what you have to be very flexible in this. Okay, whatever the requirement is, you have to you have to take it, because you never know, right? And requirements will not be as per your requirements. Requirements will be as per the client requirements. So you have to get used to it. And if you don't know something, you can figure it out. It's a matter of like few hours, right? Once you get a requirement, just figure it out. What is it? How it does, and understand this process. Okay, it will be like everything will be there what you have learned, but things will be a little bit different. What you have learned, but it's a process. The level of process will be similar. Okay, so you can utilize the process if you don't know, the tool or something, because it will be similar of what you know. Okay, so that's the point. So here, here you also have Bugzilla. If you get a chance, you can view the Bugzilla. So we'll go pretty quick here to certifications. People who have not completed it can, get some idea on the certification. So we'll go a little here. So if you're starting, if you're looking to start, this is a basic. Okay, I would recommend to try MBA. MBA is Microsoft Virtual Academy, and you can see here it's right from the Microsoft, not any other company, right? It's from Microsoft, and you can. And the only problem is you have to register, with their email ID. Okay, and then you have to use their own email ID to use this. Okay, and once you have got into it, so you can. They have a lot of courses here. Let's say I want to go for software testing. Okay. They also have development. You can go ahead with the development too if you're interested. Now the only problem here is Microsoft uses the only Microsoft tools, right? If you have, let's say you are using some ETL, like if you're using Informatica, right? And you'll not be having Informatica here. Instead, you'll be having SSIS, like SQL Server Integration Services, right? And if you are using some BI tool like Business Object, right? Now you don't find Business Object in this MBA. You will be having SSRS, SQL Server Reporting Services, okay? And let's say you are using, so the only problem is you'll be only finding Microsoft's own tools, okay? Even if you want to get some certificates, simple certificates, okay? This is free. This is free again. This is free. I would recommend to start with. I mean, if the people who are starting, right? I would recommend to get this free certificates. It's nothing, no harm, right? Of course, it's. I mean, it takes some of your time, but it might be worth it in long term. Okay, in the long run, if you are using it, might be useful. Okay. Okay, so that's the important thing. So I would recommend to take this certificate and put in your resume. And the important thing is, at the end of the day, it's how well you represent, right? How well you present at the interview. Because everything doesn't matter until how you represent in the interview. Okay, so let's say you have put your resume, and if you put your certification, that have got certification of MBA, okay, from Microsoft Virtual Academy and software testing, okay, and take a printout, take a certificates and show them, so this is completed this and have 2 more certificates on SSRS, SSIS, so I'm pretty good with this. I have significant knowledge on how to use this. Okay, that will help. Okay, that may help. Okay, so I will not say that will, but that may help. For you for interview process. Okay, this for interview. Okay, but yeah, if you are looking for higher level of certification, then you have to pay. You have to go to center, and it is from Thomson, Thomson Reuters. You have to go to this, And there's exams, ISQB exams. You can do that one. Okay, that's also an option. But to start with, I would recommend this one. Okay, because this is free, and you'll get some idea on what's going on. Okay, how to get a certificate and how to move further. Okay. So let's see here. This is one of this, and few people have done this, right? So few people have completed the certification. You see this rating. Now I would go with the rating. Normally it's like 3.5. I would see, okay, 4.5 is good, but 3.5, that's fine. Okay, that means out of 166 people have rated this. Overall the average is 3.5. So you can view this, and you can complete this. There are a few modules here, 6 modules, and you have video also in this. And once you complete this assessment, once you finish this assessment, right, you have to, the passing is 4 out of 5. Once you finish this, okay, once you have done this, okay, and okay, once you've completed it, you can go ahead and click on dashboard. Okay, and go to accomplishment. If you see here, we can just let's see here. Okay, let's download it. Let's see here, and if you can see here, so that's the thing, right? So somebody asked, right, how to prepare for SQB. There's a point here. Okay, the point is, first try with this. Okay, you cannot see. Here's the thing: you have to go one after the other. Okay, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. What happens when you are in level 1 and you try to achieve level 30? I mean, you can do it. It's not a big deal. But thing is, it takes a lot of experience. It takes a lot of, you have to go through a lot of things. Okay, this is easy. This is to start with, but it takes really some significant knowledge and significant experience to do that. Okay, so that's how you have to go one after the other. Once you have done this, you have to at least wait for some experience. You have to get some experience, or you can try it. I mean, if you are good with it, you can go ahead and do the ISQB. But thing is, you have to get some significant experience and significant knowledge for moving forward for ISQB. Okay, so that's the thing. So let's see here. They have various. I have not gone to ISQB certifications, but let's see here. Oh, here you see this. You have to. These questions are a little bit different because when you go through this, right, there's various levels in this too. Okay, you can go ahead and try this. Okay, but again, I recommend before going to this, you have to have some significant knowledge and experience. Why? Because because you're paying money, right? If you're paying money, you have to get in at least one, at first attempt. You have to always try for first attempt. Okay, you can do it many attempts, but if you want to get in first attempt, you have to have some knowledge, and then you have to try for this. That would be more. But this is the website. If you can, you can go here and you can schedule it. So you can schedule it here. You have this levels. Different levels, and you can schedule your exam. So okay, so that's the thing. So once you complete this one, okay, you also will get a you get transcript for this. You can download this transcript, and once you download this transcript, okay, so this might be helpful. Okay, and this, if you are applying for any school, or if you have this, okay, and they might waive off some of your credits. Okay, so that's the one of the use for this transcript. Okay, and so you can have it. Okay, good. So this is one, one of the way to do this. So one is MBA. Then you have one more. Okay, let's go to the one more. This is little bit advanced level. Okay, again this is free. Okay, this is for free. But the only problem with this solo learn is, um, you have to again sign up for this, and these have very few. Okay, yeah, let's see. These are very few languages here, right? I mean, you have only these many. Okay, CSS, there's SQL fundamentals, HTML, Ruby, and Java. So these are the few. But if you're interested, I mean, you could try. Okay, I would say if you're interested in ETL, then you can go ahead with the SQL. Few people in the batch were actually they've also done for the SQL. Okay, because this would give you some knowledge, okay, on how you are trying to do the SQL. And once you complete this, okay, so let's go here. So once you have done, let's say you have done, right? Once you have done it, so okay, let's view the browser. Okay, so this is how you will get a certificate. And this is good, you have this number, certificate number, and what's, and this would be helpful. Okay, so this is, but only thing is, you can do, I mean, there's a limited here, only C++, Java, Python, these are the, and I think they keep on adding new ones, they keep adding new one, but these are the limited versions for this Sololon. Sololon is good, I mean, you can try this too. Okay, so let's go to the. So there's one more thing. If you think so, this is for advanced. Okay, for the advanced people who are, this is a little bit challenging. So Sailor. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so this Sailor, okay, this is a little bit advanced people, for the reason, this is hard because you have to complete a lot of things here. Okay, so you have to do a lot of things, and the thing is, and the problem is if you're not, if you've never, if your first attempt, if you failed at first attempt, then you have to wait for 1 week. Okay, that's the problem. So let's say this is the one. I started it, but never completed it. Okay, so you have to complete a lot of things. So this software engineering. Let's say software engineering. This completes a lot of things. It takes care of so many things. Let's see here. So it gets first introduction, and it also covers on various development life cycle, and then software modeling, which is more related to business analyst point of view. Okay, and then requirement gathering, again BA, okay, BA product owner. Then software requirement analysis, which is more of a architect point of view. Okay, Those two, requirement analysis and software design, architect, and then you have implementation is actually the developer or the person who is developing, and then it's a software testing, right? This is where testing comes in. Then project management is for a scrum master and project manager, and then you have a case study. So this is pretty big one. So it takes, you see this, it takes 13 hours and 9 hours, and again this 5 hours. So this is pretty huge. So this is for experienced people who are really, but again, this is free. Okay, this is free. So you don't have to pay anything here. So, but once you get it, let's see here. Okay, so this is how it looks like. And this is good because they have that code too. That means you can verify that online. Okay, this is verification code. And once you have done it, okay, you also get the code. So that should be good. But the only problem is if you have failed in first attempt, you have to wait, to 1 week or so. So better, if you are doing this, better be prepared for, a good, significant, have some significant knowledge and on, on this one, and you can go ahead and do that too. Okay. So any questions so far? So these are the three, these are free. Okay, these are free, and anyone can try. Okay. The MBA. So first thing, you can start with MBA. This is pretty simple. And if you have failed in the first attempts, doesn't matter. You can start from the next moment. We just start again. There's no waiting time, or there's no there's no you don't have to wait or something like that, or there's no negative points here. Okay, so that should be good to start with. You can start with MBA. Okay, and okay, you also have you also have, if you are going to prepare from higher level. Okay, um, okay, so once you get it here, so let's say if you want to prepare higher Microsoft certification, right? I mean, not just MBA. So you have this option here. If you can see this, go to here and see. You can prepare for certification. Oops, it's not there. Okay, and remove that page. Okay, yeah, here we go. So here you can also go for a higher level, and you can get more Microsoft certifications. This is directly from Microsoft, and you get this. You can also there's a lot of options here. And, so, okay, so this is a different thing. Okay, this is the different. Um, here you go. So you have to pay this, and you have to write an exam. But for this scenario, for MBA, you should be good. It's free, and you can start right wherever you are in the world. It doesn't matter. And most important thing, you don't have to get from your away from our house or from workplace. You can start right there itself. Okay, that's an option. Okay, so that's about this certification part. So we'll just go here. So yeah, some for people who are looking for. So let's go pretty quick here for the interview point of view. Okay, So I have included in our syllabus. Let's see here a few of the interview questions. So how do you get this interview questions? Okay. So let's see here. So there is few of the interview questions, you can go through it. Okay. Few of them we have discussed here in the class, and some we didn't. Okay. So you can go through it and get some idea on this. Okay. But it's not really necessary that you will be asked the same questions in the interview. Interview questions are pretty much different. They can go from from description to one line, one line statement. They might ask some SQL question, just a one line statement, or they might ask you the whole how the project is and what we are actually doing. So all those things. So this is for your knowledge. They ask if whenever you're giving an interview, right, you have to get in detail, right? See, whenever so many people, right, you have to be first thing when you're giving an interview, you have to be in detail, okay? And first thing before in detail, you have to be, you know, you have to be very calm, right? I think so many interviews, the people are so much stressed. That doesn't work that way. Okay, if you're giving interview in the stress, no points. Obviously, okay, everyone knows it doesn't help. Okay, you have to be very calm. First thing, you have to be very calm when you're taking an interview. Okay, you have to be like, where you're talking like to a friend, right? Whenever you're taking an interview, how you talk to the friend. Yeah, I've done this. I've been pretty long time, and it is working on QA from pretty long, and I'm involved from test cases to I'm also prepare test plan in few of my projects, and that's how you have to do. You cannot be stressful. Okay, you cannot say you cannot be stressful when giving an answer. So that's you have to be very careful. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing is you have to be in detail whenever you are explaining. Okay, just one word answers doesn't help. See, so many people just give one word answer. Okay, so I mean, okay, so some like Unix questions or some SQL questions, that's one word answers. Okay, you cannot give in detail, right? Let's say if you know how do you open a file, okay, in Unix, so you cannot give in detail, right? So that makes sense. Just use cat command, that's it. But other than that, you have to be very detailed when you're on giving an answer. For example, let's say, tell me about the test plan. Okay, now you don't know this is are they talking about test plan document, or they are talking the module of HPLM. So of course that would be a document because nobody told about this HPLM, right? So start with the document saying the test plan document is a high level document prepared by the QA lead, and if you find some discrepancy, also go in detail. You have to be as detailed as possible because they will select based on your representation, how you are representing. Okay, that is more important. Okay, so you have to be careful in giving. So, and third thing is confidence. You have to be confident. You have said some answer before, and now you're saying something else that contradicts your statement. Okay, so if you are not confident, then of course there will be they will know that you are not confident and you're not telling the answer properly. So these three important things you have to remember when giving an interview. Okay, so that's the thing, and yeah, remaining you can go through this. So and yeah, one more thing, and if you don't know the answer, yeah, mostly don't know the answers, right? Some of them you don't know, so you have to make it up for some answers. Okay, some of the things you have to make it up, like yeah, I've done that, but I never got a chance to do this because the development we're working, and I was working with the development people, and I never had the access, but yeah, I was and because of the development I got a chance to look at it, and I know I really know this because I have significant knowledge, but unfortunately, I didn't get enough, access to this tool, or something which, that's the reason is not good. So that's how you have to, make it up if you don't know something. Okay, but you cannot, say outright no. If you do you know this tool, you cannot say no. So nobody hears no, right? In interview, you have to be careful. They ask you something, if you say no, then it's outright. So that means you're not qualified, right? So nobody wants to hear no. Make sure you are giving an appropriate answer. Okay. Even if you don't know, you have to make it up something and give an answer. That's more important thing. Okay. So these are the few of them. So we can go ahead and look into it. But again, this is not necessary that the questions will be asked from anywhere. This is for your knowledge. Okay. Questions can be anywhere from SQL or Unix, or it can be any, or they might explain the whole project to you and say, how would you represent this in the project, and how will you able to solve any given problems. Okay, so the questions can be in that scenarios too. Okay, so don't expect cakewalk, right? I mean, it's not really necessary. It will be there, everything what is been there. Okay, can be different too. So these are the things. Okay, so let's. Any questions so far? You have to be very careful when giving an interview. First thing, you have to be very calm. You have to be calm and relaxed. You have to be very relaxed when giving an interview. If you are stressed in giving an interview, there is no point, right? I mean, everybody knows it doesn't go well if you're giving stress. If you're in stress, it doesn't go well. Second thing is you have to be in detail. Giving one-word answers for, like, for example, test plan. What is test plan? The test plan is high-level document. Okay, so that doesn't work. Okay, you have to be in detail. Okay, except the SQL queries or the Unix questions. Okay, other than that, you have to be very detailed. Okay, and third thing is confidence. You have to be, very confident when you're giving an answer. If you are saying something now and telling again something different at the next moment, that doesn't help. Okay, that shows you're not confident on your answers. You keep changing. Okay, and that's more important when we interview. Okay, so let's see here. So we have worked on Scrum. Okay, Scrum on Agile, right? So here, let's see here Kanban. How does this Kanban work? So Kanban is like similar to Scrum. Okay, and we use this TFS. Let's use the TFS, this Team Foundation Server. Okay, and unfortunately, I cannot give access for this because this has Microsoft has convoluted access, and if I'm giving you, it gets blocked. Okay, and so many people were not able to access because it got blocked, and okay, so if anyone wants access to this, I can create a brand new. Okay. Okay, I can give you brand new tool. You can make. I mean, I can create a new. If you have, TeamViewer, yeah. If you have TeamViewer, I can create right into your system, and we can work and get access for Visual Studio. Not Visual Studio, Team Foundation Server. Actually, it's integrated with it. So, okay. So somebody asked a question: what tool you use for performance testing? So performance testing, there are many tools. One of them is Load Runner from HP. Okay, that is one thing. And the second is you also have Load UI, that is from SOAP UI. One more called SOAP UI. Simple Object Access Protocol User Interface. Okay, that's the SOAP UI. Then also there is a Load UI. Okay, that is another tool. SOAP UI is used for web services, not for load testing, so don't worry about it. Load UI, okay, is another tool. Then you know what, here as a matter of fact, TFS provides that performance testing. Okay, let's see here. Okay, here you go. See this load test. If you have this load test, here you go. You can also do load testing here too. Okay, there's a many option here with JMeter, URL, HTTP, you have options, and you can perform load testing in TFS too. But you have to download. I think you have to download and that test, and once you download it, you can able to run it properly. Okay. Yes, TFS is, everything is actually, Microsoft has integrated so many things into Visual Studio. Okay, not just TFS, but I think they have also the Azure. There's Azure, it's directory management, and they have also integrated. I assume they have integrated with Visual Studio. There's a lot of things they have integrated into this. So whatever you have to run is through VisualStudio.com. Okay, so let's go a little bit. Have this some see here. So what is TFS? It's also a test management tool. Okay, the test management tool, and but this is more to see. Rally is more good for Scrum. Okay, HPLM is good for waterfall. Okay, Jira is good for a small team. Okay, Rally is also for Jira you can use for any of this. Waterfall, Agile, doesn't matter. Okay, but small teams, large teams, if you are using large team, you have to use Rally. Okay, because it gets too convoluted if you're using Jira and that. Okay, and this TFS is good for Kanban. Kanban is what we didn't discuss about this Kanban. So Kanban is similar to Scrum. Whatever you are doing, like in Scrum, you'll be doing here in Kanban too. But the only difference is here you don't have a lot of ceremonial kind of things. You don't have too many meetings. You will be having, I think, daily Scrum, and that's it. Those sprint retrospective and sprint planning, you might not have all this, and it will be done automatically. They'll put the test cases here already, and user stories already here, and you can start working on it. So you may not have all these meetings here. That's a Kanban. But if you know Scrum, then you know Kanban. So it's that simple. Okay, it's simple. All things are eliminated in Kanban. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so somebody asked some question, right? So security testing. For security testing, you don't. I mean, there's no tool. Yeah, I mean, they can use any tool. You can use load runner tool for security. Okay, they might have the option or add-in. Okay, they might have this add-in to use. Other than that, you might also have a lot of tools in security testing based on the project. Okay, but yeah, there's the options. If you have options, you can use it. Otherwise, load runner is good for performance testing. Okay, and let's see again here. You have to navigate your project. Which project you're working on? It's simple, right? We have done this for Rally too. Now, once you do that, this is the dashboard. Okay, this is the dashboard, and again, this dashboard you can customize it. See this? You can customize your dashboard. You can put your own dashboard actually. But the use of this is again, you might the same thing, right? Let's say your boss gave you some work, right? And they will not tell you, right? They will not tell you. Your boss will not tell you that they gave work. They will see how quickly you are performing, how quickly you are. So they will see your performance, right? They'll never tell you what they did, right? Now you have to be very careful. Okay, you have to be very careful, and so this dashboard you can see pretty quick who has assigned work. You might not even get an email. Okay, So you want to look into it and see work assigned. So this is work assigned. Now that will help you out to find, okay, oh yeah, my boss gave some work and let me check here. Okay, so that's how you can, get this one. Okay, so that is the dashboard. You can also have this in Rally. You don't have this in HPLM. Okay, remember that. And if you're using HPLM, you have to look into it. They will send you an email, or however it happens. You have to be very careful in that, because that doesn't get email. That doesn't have any options. Okay, so you have to check with your lead and see if there is any work assigned to you. But here it's pretty quickly shown up here, so this should be good. Okay, so that's the use of that. And let's go to pretty quick here. Again, you have the same backlogs. Backlogs for working agile. You'll be having all these backlogs. Now you have options here. You can create issue, task, test cases. Okay, the difference, again, I told you the difference between the task and test case, right? Task as that, the time. So time, like how many you're completing in 8 hours, are you completing in 10 hours, what's the time and what the task assigned to you, right? Is it a functional testing, or is it a ETL testing, or it's a back-end testing, or that is a task? Okay, test case is in detail of that particular task. Let's say your task is ETL testing. Now you have to write test cases based on the ETL. Okay, let's say your task is functional testing. You have to write test cases based on the functionality, right? So that's the difference between the task and test case. So, you have to create both. Sometimes you have to create both, or tasks. Sometimes, as I told you, right, your boss might assign your QA lead, your lead will be assigning to you. So that's one thing. And the user story, of course, you're not creating any user story. User story is created by product owner. Okay, not you. So don't create any user stories, and don't delete anyone's user stories. And the bug, of course, you can create bug. Okay. Yes, always a task is created against the user story. You cannot create an abundant task, right? So you have to link that, or it has to be created from that particular user story. Okay, so let's go here pretty quick and see here. Next, similar to Rally. If you have used Rally, you know this will be similar. It will be different, of course, but okay. See here, you have this user story, right? And if you want to create task, you can just click this plus icon. Okay, you can create only two, task or bug. Now here you don't have test case, right? That's very interesting. That is, you can input test case here. Okay, that's fine. We'll worry about this later. Okay, so now once this is user story will be created for you, and you want to look into this user story, click on that and see what's the user story is all about. Okay. And once you have done that, you can create tasks for yourself and see, center results similar, and who is the assigned person and who is working on it. So all these things you have to fill up this. Okay. Once you have done that, let's say functional testing, and you're doing some points, okay, story points. Okay, good. 10. That means like will take 10 hours, not 10 days. Okay, we normally don't talk about days or weeks here. We normally talk about hours. Okay, but yeah, you have to check it out how the team is working. So based on that, you have to work. But normally, it should be in hours. Okay, not in days or weeks. So this is how you can create. Okay, so this is the backlog item. Okay, if you want to use this board, of course. If you don't, this is a board. Okay, and this is again the similar, the traditional board. You see this? We talked about this in Agile. This is similar to that. Okay, but here you are doing online, right? Now the traditional one, becomes really problematic, because if there are offshore people, there are onshore people, not everyone can use it, right? Then you have to use a phone, and that doesn't work properly. So that's the reason they have made this board online. Now, whatever that you want to use, again, people. Okay, let me. People who didn't attend or don't remember what I'm talking about. Let's see here. So we talk about agile. Remember, this board. So this is what I was talking about. Okay. So you have this user stories and to do and this one, right? So this is what here they in the online. This is good. I mean, this is the same as backlog. Once you change it, this automatically gets changed in the backlog too. Okay. And here you can move your task. Let's say new to active with this. Okay, and once you are active, that means you're working on it. New means you just created, that's it, nothing else. Active, that means you're working on it. Okay, and of course you cannot put it resolved because this is not a bug, so that's the reason it doesn't go here. Okay, and you can move this to closed. Once you're done with this task, you're good. So this will get closed, and this graph supposed to automatically update. Here it's not updating because the user story is not properly set and it's not properly done. So, okay, so that's how you can move your task. And the bug, let's say if you have open bug, it's a new status, you have to always move it to active. That means you've assigned to some developer or some concerned person, right? That's why it's showing as active. Once it's active, it's not your job to move it in resolved, right? It's supposed to be done by the developer actually. You can normally developer checks it and put it as fixed. Once it's fixed, you retest it, and if you find really again the issue, you have to put it again back to active. Now, if you're putting back to active again, you have to do a lot of you have to communicate with the developer saying this why it is active and why it is not being closed. Okay, you have to go to the desk and explain to him what's really happening, because developer will outright reject it, or you will get a question directly from development manager. Okay, because they will be also working so many things, right? So if this is reopened again, so it will be really big issue. You have to really work with developer saying that's why it is open again. Okay, so once it gets resolved and once you think you retest it and it's good, close it. Okay, the same process what is here. See this? This is the only thing is this is a traditional, you use this board, traditional board, but here you are using this online system. That's the only difference. Does it make sense? So this is more of a Kanban process. So this is Scrum. We talk about this, a lot of Scrum. See this, and you see there's a lot of meetings going on, a lot of things are happening. But here you don't have so many meetings or so many things. Okay. So that's how you can use this. So once you use this, okay. Okay, somebody asked, right? How long does it usually take to go into the active? So how long does it take to? I mean, it's the same day. Let's say you're working on some current project. Okay. Okay. Somebody asked the question: how long does it take from new to active? Okay, that's a very good question. Okay. So that means, see, here's the thing: if you are actually working in a current project. Okay. Let's say you're working at 3 to 4 project. Okay. Forget about 3 to 4. We are just worrying about current project. If you are working on current project and you created a task for yourself, let's say you have created. Now, your lead doesn't help, your boss doesn't help, that's okay. You create a task for yourself. So once you create a task for yourself, it's the same day it gets the same moment. Once you create it, you want to put it in active. Okay, it's no like 2 to 3 days. You don't have that much time. If you're working in agile, is no days. It's only in hours. No days. See, once you open a defect, it has to get fixed in hours. Now these days they are really fast. They fix it in hours. Because there are at least four builds Okay, build 1, build 2. So let's say build 1 is 10 a.m. Build 2 is around 1 p.m. Build 3 is 3 p.m. and build 4 is 4 p.m. Okay, so when you have 4 builds, now let's say developer checks in code and everything is done. Okay, they have a lot of time, right? In between, you found some issue and gets the developer, and developer checks in. They'll say, okay, I'm done. Why don't you start testing again? There's a build coming around in 2 p.m. After 2 p.m., you can start testing. So it's that fast. There is no days. There are only hours. You have to check back in hours. Okay, you have to be very careful in working in Agile. Agile is pretty fast. Okay, in waterfall methodology, yeah, you can expect days. Okay, or 2 days, yeah, that's fine. Okay, a lot of time. I can enjoy in 2 days. But in Agile, no, there's no more time. You have to be running, right? You have to be pretty quick. Everything should be, they want everything to be quick, and it's pretty fast running team. You have to be very fast. Fast in sense, completing your work. It's not to be, of course, you take the same amount of time what you're taking in the waterfall, but waterfall was much more lenient, right? It was in days together, but here no days, here only hours. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay, any more questions? Yeah, if it is, if it is project which you are assigned to it, but you're writing a task for it, then of course you'll be putting in a new, and you will not be moving into active unless you're being told, or you're being starting working on that project. Okay, you will not be moving your task. But if you are in the current project and working on that project, you have to do almost immediately. Okay, so here also you can create your own task on similar way what you did in backlog. So this is actually same thing, but here you have interactive way of doing it. Here you have ordinary way of doing it. Same thing. Okay. Cool. Let's use it. While creating task, of course, you need to check with your lead. Um, and yes, that's the important thing. You have to check with your lead, because so the thing is, are you going to create task for me, or should I prepare myself? If I'm preparing myself, how much time, taking this much time, because you have supposed, if you're creating task by yourself, you're supposed to know how much time. Okay, let's say I would take it as, let's say for a given web application, let's say I'm doing a web application. Okay? Let's say this web application, I'll take, okay, I'll say, okay, 8 hours. Now you will argue, no, it's not 8 hours. You have to be very crisp on this. Okay, you have to answer that. I have to check all things. I have to check. So you have to be very crisp on, on creating the task. Yes. See, here's the thing. It's not cakewalk. Okay, somebody asked, the task is prepared by the lead. Yes, task is prepared by the lead. Task can be prepared by the QA. Task can be prepared by the manager. As a matter of fact, task can be also prepared by the developer team and can be assigned to your manager, then your manager assigned to you. That's how it works. You cannot take task from developer. Okay, that's not the way. Okay, so task can come from anywhere else. Or task, you have to also prepare your, there is no option kind of. See, there might not be option. See, there is no hard and fast rule. Like, no, you have to prepare task. It's your job. No, you have. There is nothing like that. Okay, there is no one to prepare. Then you have to prepare. That's the thing. Does it make sense? Okay, because I have also prepared task. Okay, I prepared task for myself and assigned it, and I got a lot of questions. Why do you take this much time? Now my boss always argues with me saying that, you are taking too much time. Offshore taking you are taking 1 hour. This is I created task. Okay, I created task for myself. There was one web application, and my boss said, "You are taking too much. 8 hours is too much. Nobody takes 8 hours." Okay, offshore team 1 hour. I'll assign this to offshore team. I said, okay, let me tell you, I'm working on so many testings, like, I'm just not just functional testing, I'm also doing a lot of things, okay, not just front end, I'm also, working on data too, and the back end data. That's why I'm taking too much time. And I'll make sure that you have at least one defect per day. That's the guarantee I was giving to my boss. And my boss doesn't require defect, but let's say if you're opening defect, that's fine. Okay, it's not my job. It gets fixed. Okay, that's fine. So that's how your boss argues with you. So you have to be very careful because time is very important. They'll not let you give you more time. Okay, so 1 hour, 2 hour. I mean, people like me, experienced by 1 hour, 2 hour doesn't because I focus on getting defects because I am hired to open defects, right? I'm not hired for just to create task or something and okay, my testing is done, okay, I'm good. No. I'm hired to make sure that there are defects and I'll make sure there are defects. So that's why I take time, a little bit more time to, so that's the thing. So yeah, if your task is prepared by the lead, okay, check with them how much time it's required and request them is if you have a lot of work to be done, so ask them, okay, this is the time. You say 2 hours, 3 hours, no, 2 hours, 3 hours, yeah, I can work on it, but the quality will be really low. Really, if you want good quality, I would like to have some more time. Okay, that's how you have to work. Okay, your boss always argues, right? You have to make sure you're giving a right answer. Okay, I have so many questions. Okay, you're taking too much time. I mean, if you look at my history, I've been taking almost weekly, at least, not daily. Okay, weekly three defects. Okay, is that 3 defects, 4 defects? That's good, right? I mean, there's no reason to tell me that I'm taking too much time because I'm opening so many defects, right? No one else is doing that. I told them, yeah, you can give to the offshore. I told them, okay, you can give the offshore that taking less time, but then I have 3 defects already open, and developers are working on it. It's up to you. I mean, because if there is no quality, you cannot move forward with it, and there will be production issues. So it's up to you. So my boss, okay, you can take time. So that's how you have to work because nobody likes production issues at the end of the day. Does it make sense? So how tasks are prepared? So we already talked about it, right? We already talked about it. You can go to the previous recording. So here, if you see this in Rally, I'll just pretty much show you. You have to go through all these recordings, okay? So I'll show you pretty quick here again. I mean, you can do here too. In this, just go to backlog or board. Go to here, and you can create the task. Here, see this. So select particular project and go to the user stories. So if you look into this, go to a particular user story. See this task, go to that and create here. See this new task, you can add here and you can create a task. Add with details. There you go. Okay, so if you want more in detail, you have to go through the recordings and see how to create a task. Okay, so many people have created already. So if you can see this, many people have done. So that's good. See this, they have assigned some time here. Okay, so yeah, that's a, and even here too, if you want to create task, here you go. Just in the board, create task. That's it. Put the information and you're good. That's how you can create task. So that's pretty much. Oh, and yeah, and here if you don't see the test cases, right? That's very interesting. Okay, go to here test plans, and here you can see your test cases. Okay, here if you see this, you can actually have to create test case. So there's a problem here. You have to create this test case. These are predefined test case. Oops. Okay, so you can run it here. It's similar to HPLM. Okay, you run it. This bar shows up, and you have to execute. Yes, okay, execute the remaining steps. Okay, that's how you can run your test case. So that's it here. There was an option to write a test case, but maybe this is not included in this version. So this is kind of trial version, right? So maybe they don't want to include this. So. Yes, based on the task, you can write your test cases. Okay. Any more questions? So normally it's not based on task. Actually, you have to write test cases based on the requirements. And task is only for how much time it is taking and what you are trying to do. Let's say if you are doing ETL testing, you want to write a ETL testing task and how much time? 8 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Okay, that's the task denotes about it. You have to write test cases based on the requirements, not based on the task. So how do we know the outcome of test cases is pass or fail? So if the test case is pass or fail, so maybe you have to go to previous recording. We have done this, right? You have these test cases, okay? So once you have you have to execute this test case, and you have to go each and every step to perform it. And if any step got failed, that means your test case is failed. Okay, so that's how you can, decide how your test case gets failed. Task is not a requirement. Task is the name itself, right? Task is the time allocated for you, how much time you have to do it. Okay, and what you're doing. Are you doing functional testing? Are you doing regression testing? Are you doing integration testing? So on. That's what the task denotes. Okay, so that's the important thing. Requirements is nothing to do with the task. Requirement is used to view this and see what you have to do. Okay. Any more questions? So yeah, I know pretty quick here. So since today is the last class, okay, just I'll be giving you, just about my performance. Okay, I'll just send you the link. Try to complete this survey. Okay, this is the QA class. This overall how the QA class was. Okay, just try to complete this. Okay, by today I'll be sending it, and see if you see here a lot of people have completed it. Okay, and make sure you don't put about the Zoom or any recording. It's not about the internet. Internet you have to request it from. Okay, from your boss. It's always good idea to request from HR manager. See if something is not good, you have to request from your, even in your project. If you're working on project, if you feel something is not working, first check with the lead, then check with the boss. If your lead, most problems will be solved by the lead. If not, go with the boss. Okay, now you don't go just with some colleague and start saying that this is not good, that is not good. Okay, so that doesn't make sense in any way. So that's the thing. If you're having an internet issue or something, check with your respective HR manager. Then check with, why don't we will talk about this, 3 to 4 people, talk to people and go for upper management. That should be better idea to approach. instead, you know, you don't put the Zoom is not working, internet is not good. So this is really not good idea, because in the real time too, you are not getting fight with anyone, right? You have to solve the issues. So you have to go through your boss. Then, you know, if it's possible to the director too. You know, if it's good, then go to the director, check with them. You know what? You know, this problem is not getting solved. I check with my lead. I check with my boss. You know, it's not getting solved, and I want to solve it. You know, so that's how you have to approach. Okay, you have to be very careful when you're approaching. Okay, so that's the point. Okay, so just complete this survey. Okay, that should be good. So it's up to you, you know. So somebody asked, right? So you should going to as a QA analyst or a tester. It's up to you. If you're good, if you think your knowledge is good enough, you can go for QA lead too. It's no big deal. But I mean, I would say based on the requirements, it doesn't matter lead or tester. You have to go through it. Okay, don't miss the opportunity. Opportunity is very important. If you're missing the opportunity, okay, later you can learn, or you know, later if you want to do the project, you can understand it, or if you want help, you know, somebody will help you out, you know, from our team or from IT America. They will also help. A lot of people help. Okay, even I got help, you know, so it's no big deal. So yeah, I would say this based on the requirements, whatever the requirements, go with that. Okay, just don't pick. Okay, no, I don't know QA, I don't know lead, I don't know this, so that will make your life more harder. Okay. Okay, any more questions? Gotcha. Okay, good. Okay, if no questions, can we close this class? So again, now remember how you want to approach. Okay, the approach is very important. If you are having some issues, you have to check with the lead, or you have to go a little bit one step after that, right? Lead, if lead doesn't help, okay. Now if you have issues with your bugs, you can check with the lead. If lead is not available, you have to check with Scrum Master. Okay, that's the proper way. And once the things don't get resolved at all, then you have to check your boss. Okay. Now there are some things which even then get resolved by the boss. Then you have to go to the director. Okay. In some cases, I never went to the director, but my bugs, my issues were so, they were not able to solve the issues. So it has to go to the director, from dev director to QA director, then says, okay, close this build, we don't need anymore. So that's how you have to approach. Okay, you can just directly say, okay, so just because somebody is not working, you cannot just say, right. You have to approach issues. You have to address the issues appropriately. You cannot issue address the issue just like that. Okay. Okay. Thank you guys and good luck.